שירו לאדוני, שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני, כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני, ברכו שמו, בסחו מיום ליום ישועתו. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בסחו מיום ליום ישועתו. ספרו בגויים כבודו, בכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בסחו מיום ליום ישועתו. ספרו בגויים כבודו, בכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בסחו מיום ליום ישועתו. ספרו בגויים כבודו, בכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים. שיר לאדוני, שיר לאדוני, שיר לאדוני. ספרו בגויים כבודו, בכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בסחו מיום ליום ישועתו. שירו לאדוני, שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני, כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני, ברכו שמו, בסחו מיום ליום ישועתו. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בסחו מיום ליום ישועתו. ספרו בגויים כבודו, בכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים. שירו לאדוני שיר שיר לאדוני, שיר לאדוני. צפו הגויים כבודו, וכל העמים נפלאותיו. שיר לאדוני ומהולל מאוד, לא ראו הכל אלוהים. שיר לאדוני שיר חדש, שיר לאדוני כל הארץ, שיר לאדוני ברכו שמו, מסרו מיום ליום ישועתו. שירו לאדוני, שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני, כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני, ברכו שמו, בסכו מיום ליום ישועתו. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בסכו מיום ליום ישועתו. צפו הגויים כבודו, וכל העמים נפלאותיו. כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, נורא.
מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. יאללה לה 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 לה. טוב, הנה מה טוב. יאללה לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Wow, that was the best response I've ever gotten at a Shabbat morning service. I love it. We have our family-friendly service this morning, so if you didn't get shakers, you can grab them up on the table. We want you to sing and dance and join along with us and rejoice in being able to celebrate Shabbat together. On page 170, we set our intention for this Shabbat morning. May my life be one link in a chain of goodness. As I say the prayers of my ancestors, help me to recall their devotion and faithfulness, their joy and suffering, which are in every word. Holiness is my heritage. May I be worthy of it. May our tradition live in me and pass from me to generations I shall never know, enriched by the truth that I have found and the good deeds I have done. So may I fulfill my task on earth and receive my blessing. And when the service ends and the prayers have ceased, help me to bring their spirit into the world in which I live. May I love God above all and my neighbor as myself, and be a living witness to the truth that never changes. We join together on page 172, singing and dancing and shaking to Ma Tovu. end that one with a little shake. Okay, perfect. We turn now to 174. Elohai neshama shenatata bi. My God, the soul you have given me is pure.
Elohai neshama shenatata bi tehorahi. Elohai neshama shenatata tehorahi. Elohai neshama shenatata bi tehorahi. Elohai neshama shenatata bi tehorahi. Elohai neshama shenatata bi tehorahi.
Talmud tells us of all of the things and the deeds which we are to do. We say them together on the bottom of page 180. These are things that are limitless, of which a person enjoys the fruit of the world, while the principle remains in the world to come. They are honoring one's father and mother, engaging in deeds of compassion, arriving early for study, morning and evening, dealing graciously with guests, visiting the sick, providing for the wedding couple, accompanying the dead for burial, being devoted in prayer, and making peace among people. But the study of Torah encompasses them all. On page 195, we rise together for Baruch Hu, for our call to worship, saying, God, we are here, we are ready to pray. We continue together on page 196 as we recognize the beauty of this morning and God's creations. The world is sunlight, restoring the soul, rejoicing the heart, bringing light to the eyes, more welcomed than gold, a Torah from heaven. I have no light to give the morning. My Torah, my special human gift, is words. As I bring my words forth from silence, welcome them, you who redeems the sun from darkness. Baruch atah Adonai, Yotzer HaMeorot. On page 200, we join together in Shema. And for Shema, everybody can try it, but if you are young, I want you to try to close your eyes or even put your hand over your eyes, because the Shema is about listening. And sometimes when we close our eyes, we can be a little bit of better listeners. So we join together on page 200 with Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. You may be seated. Please join me on 201 with Ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha u'b'lechtecha b'derech u'shochbecha u'vkumecha u'kshartam lehot ayadecha ve'hayu letotafot b'neinecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti atchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem emet.
We join together on page 203. Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come, the song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace. On page 204, we join together in Micha Mocha, singing, dancing, joining in with our shakers. If you want, you can stand and dance.
Ya bye bye bim bidi bum, ya bye 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 bim bum, ya bye bye bim bidi bum, ya bye 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 bim bum, ay 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 ay, ya bye 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 bim bum, ay 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 ay, ya bye 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 bim bum, micha mocha bailim Adonai, micha mocha nedar b'kodesh, norah tehillah, asef beleh, norah tehillah, asef beleh, shira chadasha shibchu geulim, l'shimcha l'shimcha asifat hayam, yachad kulam hodu v'himnechu ve'amru Adonai yimlach le'olam va'ed. Ya bye bye bim bidi bum, ya bye 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 bim bum, ya bye bye bim bidi bum, ya bye 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 bim bum, ay 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 ay, ya bye 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 bim bum, ay 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 ay, ya bye 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 bim bum. Sur Yisrael, Kuma Bezrat Yisrael, Uvedechinu Mecha Yehuda B'Yisrael. Galenu Adonai Tzivaot Shemo, Kedosh Yisrael, Baruch Atah Adonai, Gal Yisrael.
We rise for the Amidah beginning on page 205.
Adonai sefatai tiftachu fi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor v'Hanora, Eloyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'koneh HaKol, V'zocher Chastei Avot v'Imahot, U'mevii Geulah livnei bneihem, Lema'an Shemo be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham v'Ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh kol atah Rav lehoshia, Mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem, Mechalkel chaim bechesed, Mechayeh hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim v'rofeh cholim, U'matir asurim, U'mekayem emunato lishenei afar, Michamocha bal gevurot, U'midor melech, melech memit u'mechayeh, U'matzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman atah l'chayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Nekadesh et shimcha ba'olam, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על נביאך, וקרא זה ואמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ, כבודו. אדיר, אדירנו, אדוני, אדוננו, מאדיר שמך בכל הארץ. ברוך כבוד אדוני במקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו, הוא מלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהיך ציון, לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נרטיש, ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש, לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
You may be seated. We love the laughs. We join together in Vishamru, which can be found on page 210.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת נפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
So what I'd like you to do is to turn to someone near you, either the person you came with or somebody near you who you're just meeting, and I want you to say what you are thankful for, because we're at our section of our service where we talk about hoda'ah, being grateful and thankful. So think about what you are grateful for or thankful for and share that with someone around you. So with all of these things that we are grateful for, we think about peace. We've told God now what we are thankful for, what we're grateful for, all of the things in our lives, whether it's, our conversation was that there's so many people joining us here this Shabbat morning, and that the shakers bring a wonderful vibe to our service, and the laughter and the running. Whatever those may be, we also have this opportunity to then ask God for something. And what do we ask God for? We ask God for peace, right? We said all of these things that we are grateful for, and now we ask God for peace. And on Shabbat, this is the only thing that we ask God for. The rest of it is recognizing all of the things that God has brought to us. But in this very moment of the service, we ask God for peace. So we take a moment for our own silent prayers. They may not be silent, but our own silent prayers, asking God for peace and any other things you may be asking for.
עושה שלום במרומיו, ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. ואמרו אמן. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל.
So for those of you who may be under B'nai Mitzvah age, and those of you who are young at heart, if you'd like, you can come up, and Billy is going to read our Shabbat story this morning. And with our Shabbat story comes a special treat, which is technically for our children, but we will extend it to young at heart if you would also like a lollipop during our story. So you can come take a seat, sit up close.
I know it's a big decision. Great.
3, 2, 1.
That's a good one.
Yeah, good one. Butterscotch.
It's butterscotch. I don't think there are chocolate ones, but it looks like it's chocolate. And Joshy goes right in for the surprise, whatever it is.
So if you want a lollipop, you can raise your hand or come up here, as long as your parents say it's okay.
Good morning. Do you want a lollipop? Yeah.
Billy, where are you going to stand right
I'm gonna stand right here.
All right, sit down.
Okay, friends, come take a seat. Good morning. You picked one. We're all set.
Did you get one? Here, go to mommy and she'll open it. Okay, but if you have a lollipop, this goes for adults too. If you have a lollipop, it means you have to stay seated. That's the rule. No running with a lollipop, right? Yeah. Yes.
You're gonna sit and eat your lollipop? Good morning. We're gonna read a story about Bim and Bohm and their Shabbat tale. Bim and her brother Bohm lived on opposite ends of town.
Are those silly names? Bim and Bomb. Yeah.
All week long, they were busy working and they didn't get to see each other. But on Shabbat, they could spend all day together. So each week, they could hardly wait until it was Shabbat again.
Sit.
Oh. You gotta come sit if you're gonna eat your lollipop. Bim was a carpenter, and she built the most wonderful houses in the whole town. During the week, she was busy building a new house for the mayor, or the grocer, or the rabbi. All day long, she would work and work. But Friday was different. Every Friday, Bim stopped working on the house she was building, instead spent Friday building nice, comfortable homes for the people who couldn't afford to pay her. By the time Shabbat arrived, she felt like she had done a mitzvah, a good deed. Bim loved building, but Bohm couldn't even build a birdhouse. Every time he tried to build something, he would hit his thumb with a hammer. But Bohm loved to bake, and he was the best baker in the whole town. Everyone loved his bread, his rolls, and muffins. He was busy all week baking bread for the teacher, the artist, and the gardener. All day long, he would knead dough for bread.
Yummy bread, yes.
But Friday was different. Every Friday, he baked only challah. Lots and lots of challah. He made the most beautiful challah anyone had ever seen. It was light and sweet with fancy braids and golden raisins. On Friday, when Bomb's challah was baking, the whole town smelled wonderful. Bomb knew that not everyone had enough money to buy a challah for Shabbat, so he made extra loaves and gave them to people who could not afford to pay him. By the time Shabbat came, he felt he had done a mitzvah, a good deed. All Friday long, while Bim was building mitzvah houses, she would look out the windows to watch for the sun to set. All Friday long, while Bam was baking mitzvah challah, he would listen to the clock in the bakery tick away. 1 hour, then another, then another. When it was almost time to light candles, Bim would put away her tools, wash her hands, brush her hair, and start running to Bom's end of the town. Bom would take off his apron and baker's hat, comb the flour out of his hair, and put a sign on his bakery window, closed for Shabbat, and he would start running to Bim's end of the town. They would run and run until just at the same moment, they would come to the center of town. Bim would shout Bom, and Bom would shout Bim, and they would run to each other, hug, and say, Shabbat Shalom. Then they would go off to Bim's nice, comfortable house and celebrate with Bom's delicious challah. The end.
Awesome. So if you still have a lollipop and have gotten everyone you're sitting with really sticky, me included, you're going to stay seated. But I think, I don't know, we should sing Bim Bom, I think, because that was just, it makes sense, right? You had Bim and you had Bom. So there's a couple of hand motions to do Bim Bom, and some of you may know it. So join with us. Surprise, I put this on you. But we're going to sit, you know this one, I'm not worried.
I know, but I don't know if we know the same hand motions.
Oh, well,
What are
we'll find
yours?
out. We'll find out, won't we?
Are you playing it? Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, wow.
Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, chiri biri biri bim bam, bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, hey Shabbat shalom, hey Shabbat 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 shalom. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, hey, Shabbat shalom, hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, chiri biri biri bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam.
Oh, nice fancy, oh, wow. I love that. Wonderful. So you can stay, if you are up here, you can stay where you are, but you're going to stay with your parents because you still have a lollipop with you. But we are going to rise for, we're going to sing Misha Berach, our prayer for healing. We're going to do that. It is on page 253. And if you came in and grabbed a handout, we are thinking of the people who are on that list. If you're joining us on live stream, the people who are named on your screen. And we think of all of those people and those who are in our community who are in need of healing, of mind, of body, and of spirit. We join together on page 253, singing Misha Berach together.
Misha Berach Avotenu Mikol HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu Mikol HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We rise for Aleinu, which is on page 283.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא שם חלקנו לייחד את שמו, וגורלנו להמליך מלכותו. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים.
You may be seated. Our memorial meditation is on page 291. It is hard to sing of oneness when the world is not complete, when those who once brought wholeness to our life have gone, and naught but memory can fill the emptiness their passing leaves behind. But memory can tell us only what we were, in company with those we loved. It cannot help us find what each of us alone must now become. Yet no one is really alone. Those who live no more echo still within our thoughts and words, and what they did is part of what we have become. We do best homage to our dead when we live our lives more fully, even in the shadow of our loss. For each of our lives is worth the life of the whole world. In each one is the breath of the ultimate one. In affirming the one, we affirm the worth of each one whose life, now ended, brought us closer to the source of life, in whose unity no one is alone and every life finds purpose. Our thoughts turn now to those in our community and extended community as we think of all of those who have been lost in the past years at this time. As we mark their yard sites, we remember them. Leonard Adelman, Lee Arenstein, Cecil August, Jake Blend, Bernard Bornett, Gertrude F. Bodenheimer, Annalise Inga Maria Brandt, Delia Maria Judith Haramia Carranzo, Sam Churgan, Deborah Dreyer Klutz, Miriam Crane, Theodore Echlov, Nancy Edwards, Milton Eichelbaum, Dr. Alvin H. Freeman, Ethelene G. Friedman, Dorothy Gold, Sarah Gold, Aaron Golden, Linda Golden, Robert Greenberg, Stuart Handmaker, Mary Elizabeth Harris, Dorothy Hankin, David Hoberman, Melissa Holliday, Hy Hurwitz, Mendel Califf, Perry Callison, Donald Kaufman, Leon B. Kaufman, Louis Kaufman, Nathan Harry Kinover, Hyman Kleinsmith, Fanita Gerwitz Koch, Dr. Eleanor Bitsy Comet, Ben Crandall, Malka Kravchenko, Gilbert Lang, Phyllis Lapine, Babette Lauderstein, Louis Lee, Evelyn Levy, Julius L. Levinson, David A. Lown, Aaron Mandel, Bob Marbut, David Mills, Michael Morrow, Norman Netter, Seymour Palins, Ernest Parks, Louis Peters, Max Pincus, Edith Pomerantz, Dorothy Winkler Porterfield, Peg Reynolds, Morris J. Roos, Diana Pearl Rosenberg, Al Rubin, Nettie Sachs, Cecil E. Shanker, Jeannie Sheckett, Harriet Shelton, Rose Sherman, Natalie P. Schultz, Fred Siegel, Helen Siegel, Sophie Simon, Nancy J. Smallwood, Emily Strauss, Freda Surif, Regina Ubogi, Simon Waxberg, Betty Warman, Leo Wank, and Raymond Zucker. To all of these names, we add the names of those who've been laid to their eternal rest in the past month, whose family and friends are in a mourning period of Shloshim. We remember Hollis Drake Letty, Keith Diamond, Dr. Michael Lehman, Richard H. Levy, Jeffrey Tolan, Maxine Mackey Collins Carr, Francis Goodman, James Fott, and Steve Neal Alweiss. To all of these names, we add those which are in our hearts each and every day as we turn together as one community to page 294 for Kaddish Yatom. Please rise. Yitzgadal v'yitzkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayachon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'yizman kari v'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'mei almaya, yitzbarach v'yishtabach v'yitzpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shemei dekudasha brichu. Le'ela min kol berachata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, ta'amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, Amen. Before we go into our closing song, just a couple of quick announcements. Following our closing song, we will all head into the stall gallery for kiddush and motzi and light refreshments. And then, we will also kind of divide and conquer. If you are here for the family-friendly service, you and your families will head into the Block Conference Center. If you are here for the Reproductive Justice Lunch and Learn, you're going to head into Bar Shop Auditorium to be able to have your lunch and that program. It's just those announcements. I didn't realize it was our closing song, but I'm so excited we get to do it again. We're going to sing Bim Bam together. I don't even know if it's in our prayer. Is it in the prayer book somewhere?
The words are Bim Bam
Bim
and Shabbat Shalom.
That's true. So I guess you don't really need the words. You've
I
got it.
have faith in you.
And as you can see, the hand motions are pretty easy. Make sure you use your shakers to join us.
Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, chiri biri biri bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, hey, Shabbat shalom, hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, hey, Shabbat shalom, hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom, bim bam, bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, chiri biri biri bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam.
Shabbat Shalom. You can bring your shakers back on your way out.